The NRL is finally back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the NRL Las Vegas Round 1 tips and predictions. The off-season is over. The long-awaited off-season has finally come to an end, and we are back, and we are ready for round 1 of the NRL to get underway, which is obviously this Sunday in Las Vegas. 4 games to look forward to. I'm only going to preview the 2 here tonight because I'll be doing my Super League tips later on with CJ, and we'll be adding the Warrington-Wigan Vegas game in that one later on. But finally, the first part of round 1 is on Sunday, and then obviously the rest of round 1 next weekend. So the remaining round 1 tips will be in next Tuesday's video. So it's an exciting time of year, guys. The NRL is back. Las Vegas for the second year in a row. Really looking forward to it. Before we go any further, I want to say hello to everyone that's in the live chat watching. We've got a nice crowd of 15 people building up. We got CJ, we got Michael Driver, we got Josh, Sami, Cooper, Gene, Lockie, William, Jack, Luke, Melbourne Storm fan. We got Faraz in the chat. We got everyone rolling in here. Hope you're all doing fantastic for your Tuesday afternoon. It is 5:05 p.m. here in New South Wales. A very warm afternoon, I might add. So yeah, just 2 games to preview. Obviously, this live stream won't be a long one because just the 2 games, but it's exciting, guys. It's an exciting time of year to get back into it, man. The NRL is back, man. I'm just so excited for the weekend. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. Oh, well, without further ado, we might as well get straight into it, guys, and let's go, man. Round 1 of the NRL kicks off in Las Vegas, and we start off with the Canberra Raiders taking on the New Zealand Warriors from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Having a look at the betting odds, the Warriors are the favourites, $1.65, and the Raiders are at $2.25. Now, it's going to be good, man. This is going to be a good game. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people probably aren't that excited for this game because it's the Raiders and the Warriors. They may not be the teams that you're drawn to for a season opener, but should be an exciting game, man. The Raiders, they got a pretty decent squad there, and the Warriors, they look pretty good themselves on paper, so should be a hell of a game. Now, a couple of surprises now for the Raiders. Civilio Tamale. Now, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. If I did, I do apologize. He will be on the left wing for the Raiders. Corey Horsburgh will start in the front row with Joseph Tarpany. Interesting to see big Corey Horsburgh starting. Hosking in the back row with Hudson Young. Owen Paddy on the bench. Josh Papali on the bench as well, which is quite an interesting move. Danny Levi gone to 18th man, which is quite interesting. And yeah, even Sanders in the reserves as well with Trey Mooney. And for the Warriors, I mean, obviously a couple of injuries. No Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, so Tane Tuapiki will go on the right wing for the Warriors. Roger on the left wing. The halves are Harris Tavita and Luke Metcalf. I'm surprised no Tamari Martin. So interesting situation there. Fisher Harris Barnett up front, not surprised. Capewell near Cora back row, very good. Aaron Clark at 13, a new signing there. Jackson Ford on the bench with Dylan Walker. And 2 guys, jersey number 16 and 17. Not familiar with these 2. So, Demetric, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Vayamagwaku and Lika Halasima. I have no idea who number 16 and 17 are for the Warriors, but I guess we'll find out on the weekend who they are. Bunty Afoa in the reserves with Tamari Martin, Edward Cossey. I'm a little bit surprised that Tamari Martin isn't in the side. Same with the Raiders. No Matty Nicholson. Nicholson's not even in the squad, so maybe it's a visa issue. I'm not too sure, but no Nicholson for the Raiders, no Martin for the Warriors, unless he comes in late. Look, this game is intriguing to me, and I think between this game and the Panthers and Sharks game, I think Raiders and Warriors will have more points in it. I think this will be a more of a high-scoring game out of the two. I don't think there'll be a lot of points in Vegas because the field's a bit smaller, and we saw last year, we saw Manly Souths last year, how good that was, a high-scoring game. But then Broncos Roosters was more of a low-scoring game. I think Raiders Warriors is going to be the high-scoring game, and I think Panthers Sharks is going to be the low-scoring game. So, look, it's a tough game to pick the Raiders and Warriors. It really is. I'm going to lean towards the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to win this game. I've got absolutely no confidence in this tip. This game could go either way. If the Warriors win, I won't be surprised. If the Raiders win, I won't be surprised. It could go either way. So I'm going to tip the Raiders to get it done here. I'm going to go the Raiders by... We'll go the Raiders by 6 points. Why not? Raiders by 6. I'll go a scoreline of the Raiders 26, the Warriors 20. So a 6-point win for the Raiders. And first try scorer. I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go the Raiders 5-8. I'm going to go Ethan Strange to be the first try scorer. For an anytime try scorer, though, I might go one for the Warriors. So anytime try scorer, we will go with. You know what? We'll go Charles Nickel-Klugstad at fullback, anytime try scorer. But yeah, Raiders to win by 6, 26 points to 20. And we go to the other game, which is being hyped up as a potential grand final preview. I mean, a lot of people are predicting Panthers and Sharks to be in the grand final at the end of the season. So really big game. And this one's Sunday afternoon, 3:30 p.m. for us here in Australia. Panthers and the Sharks. Panthers are the favourites at $1.60. The Sharks are at $2.30. Interesting game. Couple of interesting decisions as well from Ivan Cleary. Luke Garner to play at left centre. That is an interesting decision. Not sure about that one. It's quite interesting. So Luke Garner to play in the centres. Jack Cole at 5'8" over Blaze Talangi. Interesting decision there from Ivan. Lindsay Smith on the front row with Moses Leota. Isaiah Papali'i, the new recruit, he is on the bench. Dane Laurie is on the bench as at jersey 14. Can cover a few positions if a couple of injuries happen. Eisenhuth on the bench along with Lauren Patea. So not familiar with him either, so we'll see how he goes. Blaze Slungy, Brad Schneider in the reserves as well. Interesting stuff there. As for the Sharks, Samuel Stonestreet will replace the injured Sione Katoa, which is a pretty good replacement. The back line is the same as last year, really, for Cronulla. Fanua Blake will start front row, the new recruit, with Oregon Kafusi. Okora, Wilton, McInnes in the back row. The bench for the Sharks is very strong, man. Atkinson, Talakai, Hamlin Uweli, and Tommy Hazelton. And the Sharks reserves have got the likes of Billy Burns, Taka Tapau, and Maureen Hodoti. Look, this is going to be a great game, Panthers versus Sharks. And if you go back to the last two seasons, the Panthers have lost the last two round one games. They've beaten them round one by the Storm last year, 8-0 down there in Melbourne. And they were beaten in round one in Penrith in 2023 against the Broncos, 13 points to 6. So if history tells us anything, the Panthers' last two round ones, they've been a bit of a slow start. And it's going to be interesting to see how they go here, especially over there in Vegas. They are the reigning premiers. They've won the last couple grand finals. They will be hard to beat in this game. But I think the Sharks can get them, guys. I think the Sharks can get them. I think round one, bit unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen there in round one. So I'm going to tip the Sharks to win round one against the Panthers. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, this one. So I'm going to say the Sharks will beat the Panthers by... We'll go the Sharks by 8 in a low-scoring game. I'm going to go Cronulla to beat Penrith. 18 points to 10. Fairly low-scoring game. Sharks to beat the Panthers in Vegas. 18 points to 10. First try scorer. I might go the Panthers to score first, actually. I'm going to go Nathan Cleary to score the first try. And for an anytime try scorer, I'll go Jesse Ramian to score for the Sharks. So Sharks by 8. Now, before I go, for those of you that like to have a bet on the football, I'm going to give you guys my best bet for NRL Vegas for round 1. Before I came on here, I was looking for a bit of value, looking for some try scorers for the weekend. So this is what I'll come up with. Xavier Savage and Jesse Ramian. It is giving me $9 odds. This is juicy odds. Now, I'll explain my reasoning behind it. I think the Raiders and the Warriors is going to be a fairly high-scoring game. The Raiders love to score on their right edge. They have points in them. I think Xavier Savage is a really good guy to back. I think he loves scoring tries on that wing, and the Raiders will go to his edge, and he is a try scorer. So I'm going to go Xavier Savage as an anytime try scorer alongside Jesse Ramian. Jesse Ramian is coming up against Luke Garner. Luke Garner is not a center. Luke Garner is a back rower. Yes, he can probably play in the centers, but you know the Sharks, man. They love that right edge of Nico Hines, Britt Nakora, Jesse Ramian. I feel like if they can go to that edge enough, find the right play to get Luke Garner isolated, Jesse Ramian could find the line. So the Raiders' right winger, Xavier Savage, into the Sharks' right center, Jesse Ramian, $9 odds. Pretty good bet for Vegas. A winger and a center. I think it's a great bet. So that's my best bet for Vegas for round 1. Gamble responsibly if you are going to have a bet on it. But anyway, that is going to wrap up my tips and bets for round 1. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The channel's been going pretty well lately, so let's try and get more subscribers. I'll be live again later on tonight around 9 p.m. for the Super League round 3 tips, so make sure you tune into that later on in a couple hours from now. All right, guys, we're going to get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you in the next one.